Hey everybody, today we are going to be making this super cute mushroom with moss in a jar Christmas ornament, and all of the supplies came from Dollar Tree. And speaking of supplies, let's get right into those. First thing is the jar ornament itself, and then some moss. For the mushroom itself, we're going to be using this Model Magic clay. Luckily, my store had it in white so that we can paint it super easily. And then paint, you can get paint from the Dollar Tree, but then it's $1.25 there. But if you go to Walmart or any craft store, you can get apple barrel paint for like 50 cents. So I'd recommend probably not getting paint at Dollar Tree unless it is your only option. And then you'll need some glue. So I have this glue from Dollar Tree to glue down the moss, and then to glue down the mushroom, I'm going to be using E6000, but any super glue from the dollar store will work. And then a cup of water to dip your paintbrushes in so they don't dry out and get crusty while you're painting. And then you'll need some paintbrushes. I didn't get mine from the Dollar Tree because I've just been collecting them over the years, but of course you can find them at the Dollar Tree. So our first step is going to be actually making the mushroom, so we can start on that now. And if your store doesn't have Model Magic, you can use any air dry clay. You could also use oven bake clay too. Any sort of clay that dries out. I know a lot of the clay at Dollar Tree does not dry, but I'm just going to start by making the stem of the mushroom. I'm also gonna have the jar handy to help figure out what size it needs to be. And then for the stem, we want it to be a bit more of like a flared base so that it stands up on its own easier. Now we can start on the cap here. So I rolled it into a ball. Now I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand and just push a little hole into it. And I might take the end of a paintbrush and make like a divot in the middle so that the point of the stem will fit in there better. And I want the dots on the mushroom to be 3D, so I'm just gonna make the dots now. So roll a little ball, squish it out flat, and then just put it on the mushroom. Okay, so I think that is good. Now these pieces need to sit out and dry for like 24 hours. I'm probably gonna leave them for a couple days. And we need to find a container or a Ziploc to store this Model Magic in. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let these pieces dry for a few days and then I will be back to show you how we're gonna paint them. Okay, so it's a couple days later. Also, I realized once the outsides are dry, you're gonna wanna put it on its side, flip it over, just to let the bottoms and the insides dry as well. And I just wanted to show this other little mushroom guy that I made with those leftover scraps. But let's just get into the painting. Okay, so now we have the cap and the stem painted. So I'm gonna take some super glue, and I like to put it on a popsicle stick just so it's easier to put all over what I'm gluing. I'm gonna put some glue on the stem and some glue in the cap. So now I'm just gonna let him dry for a few hours and then we can move on to our final steps. Gonna unscrew that jar there and use some super glue to glue the mushroom down on the lid thingy. And then I'm gonna use regular school glue to glue down the moss, just because it'll be a lot easier and it doesn't dry as quick. So I'm just gonna take a chunk of moss here and rip it into little pieces and glue it around there, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to put some school glue all around that lid there. Let's see if I can show it to you. Yep, just like that. And then we're going to kind of spread it out around the entirety of the lid in there. I'm just going to rip off little chunks of the moss and just glue it down in there. You're gonna want to let it dry before you put this part back on. It'll definitely dry way quicker if it's out in the air. But that is going to be it for this video. Tell me in the comments down below if you plan on making one of these mushroom ornaments. And like this video if you love mushroomy cottagecore stuff. And make sure to subscribe to see my future videos similar to this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.